In 1984, in many of the short stories by Margaret Atwood from her book Good Bones, Simple Murders, we are exposed to the effects that the distortion of knowledge has on our society. Here is a broadcast discussing these issues.
Can't handle how alive I am right now in the fight against these tyrants. And how hard I'm going to push to go after them because I'm so full of life and so...
Postmodernism is literally 1984. You can't argue any differently. Just like in 1984, with the kaleidoscopes that create stupid and worthless and soulless pieces of art. Just like in modern day with this AI art making crap, we too have machines that are making soulless art. Art without any purpose. Just like this.
In 1984 in Good Bones and Simple Murders, we see examples of distortion of art. In 1984, this art is generated randomly by machines called kaleidoscopes. Much like the AI art of today, this causes the people in Oceania to have no passion and thus become docile. In Margaret Atwood, this is done through the questioning of character traits in There Was Once. This distortion of the story format makes it so that no story can exist, as no story can accurately represent everything without some sort of bias. While both stories focus on how distorting knowledge in the form of art can harm society and art itself, 1984 is much more focused on the societal impacts of its distortion, while Atwood is focused on the effects on the art itself.
Now cutting to Braxton Beasley, reporting on a clueless degenerate.
Good morning, people. Today we can see this AI art in action with our youth in the schools. They're creating all this fake, useless, soulless art, and it's just a catastrophe for the nation, and there's something that we need to do about this.
You know what? No more AI art.
In 1984, in Good Bones and Simple Murders, we see examples of distortion of knowledge through the monitoring of knowledge. In 1984, this is done by the famous telescreens. These screens record everything that is said by citizens of Oceania and limits them from discussing knowledge that is forbidden. In Good Bones, Simple Murders, we see this through the questioner of There Was Once. This questioning individual monitors these stories that the narrator is trying to make, and thus makes it so she cannot create a story at all. Both of these examples show how monitoring knowledge can lead to distortion and disastrous effects for society. Orwell focuses more on how this is done through surveillance and forced means, whereas Atwood talks about how these things are enforced through emotional means, such as guilt.
It's literally like 1984. The NSA is after me. I turned off all my cameras, but I think they're still gonna find me. What do I do?
We can still see you, Spencer. There is no point in hiding.
I'm finna be a Sigma male. I don't know what to do. What's up, Slang Gang?
Where's the other reporter, man?
What do you mean, other reporter? I've been here this entire time.
Really?
This chair's still here, I'm still here, this table's still here, I've been here the entire time. You're going crazy.
I must have been wrong then.
Just like Newspeak, the Gen Z has adapted a new, promising form of language that shortens words and is very good for our interactions with every single person. Words such as Riz, Sus, and W are the new language of the future.
In 1984, in Good Bones and Simple Murders, we see examples of distortion of knowledge in the form of distorting language. In 1984, this is shown for the language of Newspeaks, which aims to limit thought in Oceania. Orwell warns of this language as it has a large impact on what people are able to understand, connecting to linguistic determinism. In the female body, language is used in a different way. Here, language is used to create a perception of a group of people which is discriminatory. Words like handy and results make women to see more as more of an object. Here, Margaret Atwood is criticizing these sentiments that appear in our society and pointing out their absurdity. Orwell and Atwood are discussing the same distortion of language here. However, Orwell is focused on what is limited, whereas Atwood is focused on what is commonly used.
Big Brother broadcasting. We thoroughly enjoy Instagram Reels as they seek to promote the same kind of propaganda that we push to our viewers, cutting on scene to Braxton Beasley.
Instagram Reels is a place prone to violence at every corner. A constant barrage of car accident videos are shoved down your throat until you are totally desensitized. This is the objective of the party. Violence is good. We know this because war is peace. If Instagram is violent, it serves the needs of the party greatly. Our society cannot exist without war. And it's not like the people don't want it. Famous postmodernist Margaret Atwood proved this in her short story, Bad News. We can see that the people are attracted to violent, gory, and disturbing news. The people crave bad news. We need bad news. The horrific nature of reality gives us strength and power. Desensitization to violence is so important. A soldier on a battlefield must not hesitate when he has to kill somebody. After brainwashing a test subject with these videos, we asked, what is your favorite activity?
Watching the light you release from a living creature. Oh, okay.
In 1984 in Good Bones and Simple Murders, we see examples of distortion of knowledge in the form of propaganda/perceptions of things through media. In 1984, this is seen through party propaganda, which aims to desensitize violence and make war more loved by the public. This connects to the slogan, war is peace, as a party needs war to happen in order to exercise their control. In My Life as a Bat, we see how media influences perception. She describes how bats are portrayed in television and how that impacts the way people see bats. This creates a false perception, which is dangerous. In both stories, the authors show how media influences our perceptions. Orwell is more focused on violence and forced propaganda, whereas Atwood is focused on how the perceptions we hold are created by the media we watch, and we may not know it.